KGW News at 11.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at 11 o'clock on election night here in Oregon.
What a big night tonight. KGW has reporters across the metro area. So we're going to start, though, with results from some of the most closely watched races of the night, beginning with the race for Oregon governor. You see it here on the Democratic side. Former House Speaker Tina Kotek is the projected winner there. She will advance to the general election in November. Let's flip over to the GOP. No winner officially projected yet, although former House Minority Leader Christine Drazen leads in that very crowded race. We'll hear from Drazen in just a minute here.
And here's where the races for Portland City Council stand. Commissioner Dan Ryan will hold on to his seat. He's got nearly 59% of the vote. His closest contender, A.J. McCreary, at 23%. So Ryan avoids a runoff, holds on to that seat outright. As for position 3, a little too close to call, but Joanne Hardesty is in the lead with nearly 39% of the vote, ahead of Renee Gonzalez with 25%, Vadim Mozerski getting 24%. The top 2 here will move into a runoff in November.
All right, let us circle back to the governor's race. Tina Kotek, one of the first tonight in any race to come out with her victory speech. Evan Watson joins us live at Kotek campaign headquarters in Southeast Portland. Evan.
In that victory speech, Tina Kotek started to say, we need a Democrat to win this November, before stopping, correcting herself and saying, I need to win this November. It was that moment of realization that she is now a major candidate in what could be a unlikely or unusual race for governor this fall. Tina Kotek celebrated with her wife, supporters, and staff members tonight. Current results show Kotek received about 55% of Democratic votes compared to State Treasurer Tobias Reed's 33%. In her victory speech, Kotek stressed abortion, climate, and labor protections while working on solutions for the homeless crisis, addiction crisis, and the spread of gun violence. She also said this November's gubernatorial election will be a 3-horse race between her, a Republican candidate, and Betsy Johnson, who's running as an independent. That's already shaping Kotek's political strategy.
People need to understand there are 2 conservatives going to be running against me in November, and they want to take our state backwards. I want to move us forward. That's what these results mean tonight. I have a lot of Oregonians supporting that vision. Everyone who voted for me supported me. I really appreciate it, and I know that everybody working together, we're going to win in November.
Kotek had a mostly stress-free night, with the AP calling her race just 30 minutes after results started rolling in. She was the Speaker of the Oregon House of Representatives for 9 years before resigning in January to focus on this campaign. David, Laurel.
Thank you, Evan. In one of the most crowded races of the primary, the Republican side of the Oregon governor's race, Christine Drazen is in the lead with 24% of the vote. Bob Tiernan not too far behind with about 19%, followed by Stan Pulliam and Bud Pierce.
All right, let's go to Pat Dorsey. He joins us live in Canby with the Drazen campaign tonight. And Pat, some delays in counting in Clackamas impacting these numbers, but I understand Christine Drazen came out just a few minutes ago and spoke there.
Absolutely. Well, they're very frustrated with the Clackamas County numbers having such few reported here, and it will make a big difference in this race. She has the lead. She'd really like to know exactly what the numbers are, as all the campaigns would. She painted her 2 opponents, Betsy Johnson and Tina Kotek, as basically a third term of Kate Brown, and said that she is the one who can make a difference in Oregon and that she is ready to lead, and she's ready for what is next.
The Oregon we know, the Oregon we love, is hurting. Too many of our neighbors are living on the streets, our schools are failing our kids, and our families are feeling the pinch of high taxes and record inflation. Our communities have been left behind, and our urban communities are struggling to stop a violent crime wave that is robbing Oregonians of safety in their own streets and neighborhoods. It's time to lead our state in a new direction.
Earlier tonight, Bob Tiernan, the Republican currently in second place, held a media briefing over Zoom. He stressed that there are big problems in Oregon, and whether he's the candidate or not, there will still be big problems to solve.
Our issues, whether win, lose, or draw, are the same. We need to solve our homeless problem here in Oregon. We need that resolution now, not next month, not 6 months from now, not 2 years from now. Lawlessness, the crime, the ever-increasing crimes, the shootings, we need to resolve those. We need to.
And Drazen, here in front of her supporters, announced that this is her 25th wedding anniversary tonight with her husband Dan, and that she thanked him and her children and their supporters and said that they are all ready for the campaign into the general election. Back to you.
All right, still a very active race on the GOP side there, we should mention. Thank you, Pat. Not every ballot has been counted just yet. Far from it, to the frustrations of many of these campaigns tonight. As we have been reporting throughout our coverage, Clackamas County still has a long way to go as they continue to count the votes by hand here.
And our Catherine Cook has been there following the progress where they have stopped for the time being. Catherine?
Laurel, the last official number of the night for ballots counted, votes counted, that is 10,356. And if that sounds extremely low, it is. The reason, of course, is the issue with about 2/3 of those ballots, which will all need to be duplicated and counted by hand. Now, just about 5 minutes ago, Oregon Secretary of State Shemia Fagan issued this scathing criticism of the issue, saying, quote, "As Oregon's chief election officer and a Clackamas County voter, I am deeply concerned about the delay in reporting from Clackamas County elections tonight. While I am confident that the process they are following is secure, transparent, and the results will be accurate, the county's reporting delays tonight are unacceptable. Voters have done their jobs, and now it's time for Clackamas County elections to do theirs." Let's take a look.
There we go. Thank you.
In Clackamas County, small victories with each ballot cast, knowing it'll take a while to show how everyone here actually voted.
Our top priority is to get this election done very accurately and on time. And accuracy is way more important than speed.
County Clerk Sherry Hall is referring to the unexpected issue with about 2/3 of the ballots. There was a printing issue with the barcodes. They were either too light or blurry, so elections machines rejected them. Enter the two-person bipartisan teams of volunteers who are duplicating the faulty ballots to make them count. Voters know about the issue and have mixed feelings.
I have trust and faith in them that they're going to do the right thing.
That's a big worry for me, considering what happened at the last election.
By 8 p.m. election night, Clackamas County had only counted around 10,000 votes. As for ballots turned in, the number stood at around 81,000, plus the ballots in all of these bins collected Tuesday night. Hall says she has no idea how long it will take to count all of them.
We are doing it by the book, and anyone that wants to can come in and watch it.
Many did, like Suzanne Westfall. She spent hours watching volunteers from the observation room.
If they're having people from multiple parties observing, then I'm good with it.
So is Secretary of State Shemia Fagan, who stopped by earlier. She said, after consulting with Clackamas County to help them set up their process, it was reassuring to watch it in action. We are confident they will report accurate results. Back live in Oregon City, volunteers here will spend the majority of the evening counting and validating signatures on those ballots that came in tonight. Tomorrow morning, they'll be back here at 8 a.m. to begin officially counting them. But again, the county clerk says she has no idea how long that process will take. Back to you.
And I'm sure we will be watching in the days ahead. Catherine Cook, thank you for your frontline reporting on this tonight. Let us turn now to the U.S. House races. This is a look at the numbers for the Democratic race for the 5th District. You can see Jamie McLeod-Skinner in the lead with 59%, 60% of the vote there, I should say. Kurt Schrader just under 40%, the incumbent. Keep in mind, a big chunk of this is in Clackamas County. Let's turn to the GOP race, same district. Lori Chavez DeReamer, projected winner with 42% of the vote there. You see it there. And Jimmy Crumpacker in second with 31%.
And here's a look at the newest district, District 6. In the Democratic race, the Oregonian has declared Andrea Salinas the winner with 38% of the vote, followed by Carrick Flynn trailing in second with 19% of the vote, followed by Cody Reynolds and Loretta Smith. On the GOP side for District 6, Mike Erickson in the lead with about 34%, and the former McMinnville Police Chief Representative Ron Noble getting nearly 21%.
All right, let's get reaction from some of those candidates, including Jamie McLeod-Skinner. Alma McCarty is in the newsroom. She's been talking to their campaigns. Alma, what are they saying?
Well, David, Laurel, as far as congressional races, these were watched closely, both in Oregon and beyond. The Democrats in District 5 fought hard to secure the nomination, but it's still up in the air as to the final result, as you were talking about earlier. Jamie McLeod-Skinner, as mentioned before, leading in this race so far against incumbent Congressman Kurt Schrader, who's been in office since 2009 and had the endorsement of President Joe Biden. As we mentioned, there are still many votes to be counted, especially in Clackamas County, which makes up a good chunk of this district. McLeod-Skinner ran a primary campaign that vowed not to take PAC money and criticized Schrader for being in the pocket of big business and big pharma. She spoke tonight from Central Oregon at her watch party in Redmond.
The theme tonight that I specifically asked for was onto the general, because it's not just about this race, it's about all the races up and down the ballot. This is a really important year. And the bottom line is, I'm focused on making sure that the newly drawn 5th Congressional District has a Democrat who is going to really focus on taking care of working families and our environment and our democracy.
Now, as for the new district, District 6, the winner for the Dems, as called by the Oregonian, is Andrea Salinas. She beat out political newcomer Carrick Flynn and the rest of the candidates in that packed race. Flynn tweeting out a concession of sorts. He said, "Thank you to my supporters. Obviously, these are not the results we were hoping to see tonight. I congratulate State Representative, Andrea Salinas on her victory and offer my full support. I will be out there knocking on doors and calling voters as a volunteer for her campaign." Now, Flynn had a multi-million cryptocurrency backing as well as the support from the House Majority PAC. Other candidates in this particular race banded together to dispute that move in a press conference last month, calling it a slap in the face. Laurel?
Now, what a big win for Salinas. Thank you, Alma. And we want to go back now to the Portland City Council race. Right now, it's looking like Dan Ryan will hold on to his seat in position 2.
And in position 3, Joanne Hardesty is in the lead, but appears likely to make the runoff in November. Look at the other 2 candidates, though. Still a very close race between Vadim Wazirski and Renee Gonzalez as to who will challenge Hardesty in that runoff in the general election.
Let's check in with Kyle Boshi at City Hall tonight, where he's been following this race. Kyle, what's the latest from there?
Well, as you mentioned, there were 2 Portland City Council seats up for grabs tonight. Commissioner Dan Ryan held on for a re-election landslide. The other seat is still undecided.
That we're here for the people.
Incumbent City Commissioner Joanne Hardesty faced challengers Renee Gonzalez and Vadim Mazurski in a hotly contested primary race for Portland City Council. It appears Hardesty will advance to a runoff in November. She made history in 2018 by becoming the first black woman elected to Portland City Council. But her time in office has coincided with a spike in gun violence and homelessness, issues that will likely be top of mind for voters heading into a general election runoff.
Well, I will continue to be positive. Other people can do what they want, but I have a record of accomplishments, so, people can say whatever they want, but I can prove to a record I came in with an agenda. I've stayed focused on that agenda, and I've had success with that agenda. So
it's still unclear who will face Hardesty in the runoff. Both challengers are in a close battle for that final spot.
Where we go from here is pretty obvious. Portland has a lot of difficulties. We have a rising homicide rate. We have a 50% increase in people living in the streets. That is going to take thinking in a different way. And so whoever wins this election, they're going to have to think outside the box.
Anytime you're taking on an incumbent, it's tough. And it looks early like we split some votes of those who were looking for alternatives to Joanne. So, but that also tells you, looking at those early numbers, that there's a lot of people who want change in the city and want a redirection. So I'm encouraged by that. And we just got to finish and run it out to the end.
And now with the challengers in a dead heat for that second spot, it appears it'll come down to the final few ballots, including those that were put into the mail just today. It may take several days to get results.
Razor's Edge there. Kylie Boshi at City Hall. Thank you for your reporting tonight.